while, but you know what? I have been recovering from a car accident that happened on May the 3rd, but I am healing just fine, okay? Healing just fine. I wanted to come on and say to you guys, so I was going through this morning. I woke up and I was feeling very grateful. Uh-oh, pardon me. I was feeling very grateful this morning, and I decided that I am going to go through and look at my reviews. It's on my website, bookwithtina.com, and I encourage you to go and look at my reviews on my website, bookwithtina.com, as well. And I was just feeling so grateful. Sometimes, as a coach, you need a reminder that the work you have done has not been lost and it was not in vain. I absolutely love what I do. I love helping people. I love talking to people. I love communicating with couples, especially, um, and just having that fulfilling moment of knowing that I've helped somebody or helped people to face their challenges and move forward in life, right? And so, just as I have helped other people, I was going back and I was reflecting this last week, and I was thinking about what is it that I have learned. And I thought about what I've learned, and I wanted to share it with you guys. I know this little mirror is in the way, but I'm just getting adjusted. So, what I learned: allow people to have their own experience. The greatest gift that I gave myself, which I realized was a hindrance in my past relationships with family, friends, coworkers, and romantic mate, was I wasn't allowing people to be who they were. I wanted to change them. I wanted them to be who I wanted them to be. What's the guy? Oh, hey, boo. I wanted them to be who I wanted them to be. And this can be a struggle in any relationship dynamic. When you are trying to convince the other person, this is what makes me happy, and you're not making me happy right now. And that's okay. That is okay to express it, communicate, and that you guys can come into an agreement that both makes you happy, or my definition of compromise, because that's what it means to me. Compromise means an agreement that will make us both happy, right? So while you are working on that agreement, understand that you're not always going to see eye to eye. But outside of that, I figured that the other gift that I gave myself was learning how to make myself happy. When you know how to make yourself happy, the absence of the other person is not as challenging and as difficult. At least for me, this is what I have learned, right? I've learned my own strategies to work against the negative connotation of codependence, right? Um, and my friend T, right? She pointed out that there are actually two types of codependence, right? You have the one by what is it, psychology, that can be negatively taken on, which is depending on another person to me, depending on another person for your emotional, mental, and spiritual needs, right? Maybe even, physical needs as well. And you not being able to function without that person in your space. And then the other definition being codependent, meaning we work together as a team to make sure this shit gets done, right? I like that definition much better. And I'm so glad that she shared that with me. So I've learned how to not be codependent as far as relying on someone to affect my mood. I call these outside influences, right? Not allowing outside influences to too much control my environment, right? So what is control? Control is the power to influence a person, place, thing, or situation, right? The best way to control something, my belief, the best way to control something, or my knowing, I would say, the best way to control something is by being myself and allowing people to make choices of where they want to be and who they want to be in my life, right? And then I do the same. That was something else that I learned. I'm going to go backward for just a second, right? My brain, I'm still trying to get my brain balanced. Concussions are real. So my brain is saying, go back for a second. When I speak to people from the past that maybe I decided, you know what, I am going to just do a pulse check to kind of see what kind of person I was in the past. I can do that without being offended as to who they thought I was, because this is a learning experience, right? Um, so once I did that, what I found out was some of those people, the people that they still are today, are the people that they were back then. But this space within me, because I changed the way I view them in my perspective, with just accepting them exactly in the space that they're in, I'm able to see them for who they are. I'm like, wow, it's so much easier on this side. When you are trying your best to transform and change somebody into who you want them to be, this is going to be your greatest struggle. I recommend against it. Well, Tina, you coach people. Isn't that your job? Your job is to transform people and to get them to who you see the potential of them being. Isn't it your job to help them be who they want to be? I'm going to tell you something that I learned in my most recent teachings and coachings with couples. This one young lady said it best. And I was like, wow. She said, you know, this is the first time that I have been in a session with my husband where we didn't feel like we were being pitted against each other. It was more of a learning and a growing experience. And you know, I thought to myself, that is exactly what I want. I want to bring things to your attention so that you can create solutions yourself, right? The whole lead a horse to water, up to you to drink scenario, right? So that, for me, that is how I feel. A part, and the greatest part of the coaching, and I'm going to wrap this up, the greatest part of the coaching of what I do, what I love doing, is using my intuition, utilizing my discernment to bring things forward. Just like I am able to look into my past and not be offended, I can look back and say, okay, this is right. This is wrong. Okay, tweak it. This is something I can do better to prevent an unpleasant experience from happening again. That's what I want to bring into your space. That's how I choose to empower you, enlighten you, and bring awareness to the challenges that you may face, and not just challenges, but bring forth to you the victories and acknowledge the victories that are on their way to you. A lot of people think that coaching is all about the hardships, but it's not. It's also all about the victories, right? I love you guys. Thank you for taking this time to listen to me. If you need to book an appointment, you want to book an appointment, you go to my website, bookwithtina.com. You know, I'm going to share this with you because this is something else that I have been thinking about. A lot of people have asked me, who can you help? And I said, well, anybody that wants to have a change in their life, right? But that's such a broad spectrum. It can be anybody. It can be children. It can be teenagers. It can be adults. It can be men. It could be women. You know, it could bisexual, straight, heterosexual. Okay, it doesn't matter, right? Anybody that wants to be healed. And they said, well, Tina, if you had to take this and pick from all these people and you had to narrow it down, what group of people would you like to focus on, right? And this is the group that I selected, but not limited to, because I'm never going to limit myself. But this is the group that I feel like needs the most help. That particular group is people that are very successful in their business life, right? You got it all together, you work, you have your money, you don't, your career plan is all laid out, right? You have all of that together. And so because you have all of that together, you're in a good place. But maybe your personal life is not quite where you would desire it to be. And this is the part that you need help with, right? A lot of my clients in the recent years, right? I would say in the last 2 years, have been people that are very successful in their business, and they're not sure how to transition from what they have in their business over into their personal life. And that's what I help them to do, to be successful in your personal life, by bringing things to your attention, and most importantly, helping you to get to know yourself when it comes to your relationships with family, friends, coworkers, and romantic mate. Somebody once asked me, how can what you do, Tina, help me to make money? And this question used to get on my nerves, because I'm like, investing in yourself, because that's what you do. When you pay me to help you, you are investing in yourself, right? Investing in yourself and improvement on your personal life is going to help you to make more money, if that is your concern, right? Because I feel like when you are balanced, not only in your business life, but you are also balanced in your personal life, then your abundance flows a lot more freely. But if you're a person like money is all I need, that's okay too. But to me, abundance is not just money. Abundance of love, abundance of happiness, abundance of having boundaries, boundaries. And if you're a great business person, I feel like you can easily transition this into your personal life if you are open, willing, and ready. Because you already have the tools for great relationships, because your business or your career is successful. You have to have a great business working relationship with people in order to be successful this way, right? That's just my perspective. I love you guys. Make sure you compliment at least 10 people a day, because you never know whose life you can change. You never know whose vibration you can raise up. And you never know what door of opportunity you can open up by simply paying a compliment. Go out there, be great in the world, be wonderful. I love you guys. And I will see you at bookwithtina.com. Bye.